To conclude our overview, we're looking today at the last book of the New Testament, Revelation. That's singular, by the way, not revelations, plural. It's an amazing, confusing, unique book. Here's how it came to be written. There's probably only one of Jesus' 12 original disciples left alive, John. John is believed to have been one of the youngest disciples, most of whom have long since been executed for being followers of Jesus. Now, as an old man, John has been arrested, but rather than being executed by the Romans, he is exiled to a small barren island in the Mediterranean near Greece, the Isle of Patmos. The first century of the Christian era is drawing to a close. Those Christians who expected a quick return of Jesus are disappointed and frustrated. False teachers have spread false beliefs. In many cases, the passion of new believers has cooled, and Roman persecution has heated up. One day, as John is trying just to survive on Patmos, he has a vision or revelation. It probably took place over several days or even weeks. These visions are in two distinct parts. The first part is composed of very specific messages that Jesus dictated to 7 churches in the area of Asia Minor: Ephesus, Smyrna, Pergamum, Thyatira, Sardis, Philadelphia, and Laodicea. They are messages of encouragement and rebuke, very specific and very helpful to churches today, as we are called to heed the same warnings and direction. Well, that's the easy part of the book, the first 3 chapters. The rest of the book is a little more complicated, well, a lot more complicated. It's a vision of events that are going to take place, but they are described allegorically and symbolically. A vision of beasts with many heads, of great wars, plagues, and disasters. It's here in this vision that we learn about the mark of the beast, 666, about the Antichrist, the battle of Armageddon, and Christ's final victory over Satan, and the ushering in of a new heaven and a new earth. Some of the events described seem to refer to events happening at the time of John's writing. Others appear to be in the far distant future. You can imagine how, over the course of 2,000 years, the interpretation of what events are being referred to and when they have or will take place, well, opinions have varied a lot, to say the least. I could make a long list of people just in my lifetime who have been definitely identified as the Antichrist, including the first one I remember, President Kennedy. But it was also during my lifetime that it seemed impossible that you would need the number of the beast to buy and sell, that there could be one world government, or that every eye at the same time would be able to see the return of Christ. But modern technology and culture have made those things a real possibility. Before 1948, no one could imagine the nation of Israel being reestablished, something that the book of Revelation talks about. Now, so many events described in this book are here today, or seem to be just around the corner. Overshadowing the entire book is the exaltation of a glorious Jesus Christ. We began our New Testament study with his humble birth in Bethlehem. But Revelation begins with Jesus as John describes him in the first chapter. Among the lampstands was someone like a son of man, dressed in a robe reaching down to his feet and with a golden sash across his chest. His head and hair were white like wool, as white as snow, and his eyes were like blazing fire. His feet were like bronze glowing in a furnace, and his voice was like the sound of rushing waters. In his right hand he held 7 stars, and out of his mouth came a sharp double-edged sword. His face was like the light of the sun shining in all its brightness. Revelation and the rest of the New Testament end with chapter 22, verse 20. Finally, Jesus says, "I am coming soon." And John writes, Maranatha, that beautiful Aramaic word that means, "Come, Lord Jesus, come."